it is always an honor to come before you, because you could be doing something else. There has been a conspiracy to keep this voice off YouTube. And I believe, I don't know, so I'm going to say I believe, because I don't have real proof. I have circumstantial evidence. But you can see clearly that having now 60 channels, 60, that's 5 plus 1 and a big 0 behind it, 60 channels of this ministry has been terminated to date. Here I am. Here we are living in the United States of America, or the United Snakes of America, and these liars tell you that you have the right to express yourself, the right of freedom of speech, but yet they attack you for speaking your mind, and they justify it by calling your speech hate speech. But since they are not asked to prove hate speech, it is easy to false flag and condemn somebody when you don't have to prove anything. There is nothing hateful about the Reality's temple on earth, because the Reality's temple on earth represents freedom, justice, and equality, peace and love to every human being on this planet, regardless of color, in respect to animal life and respect to the planet itself. How is that hateful? What they call hateful is because I am bold enough and I will point to and direct to those and describe those who are the troublemakers. If the troublemakers are black, then I will call them that. If the troublemakers are pink, then I'll call them that. Whatever the troublemaker is, I call them that. The troublemakers do not like them being called out, because the troublemakers try to paint themselves as angels, and they are not angels. They are hell raisers. And they continue to prove they are hell raisers. Just the fact that they come after me, 60 channels. Some of these channels were on private. So I know that YouTube itself is involved in the conspiracy to silence my voice. But what makes me so special? Why is there so much time and effort to try to silence the Reality's Temple on Earth internet ministry? So much time and effort to silence Angel Snub Nub 7. Why is that? Because when you live in a world of wickedness, in a world of deception and lies, they don't like it. Those who live in fantasy don't like somebody bringing reality. And so many of you live in la la land. Y'all live in delusional worlds, fake worlds. And some of y'all are hypocrites, and you fake, and you don't like somebody to point your hypocrisy out, your fraud, how fake you are, how deceitful you are, a liar and a fraud. You don't want somebody pointing those things out, because when you have been exposed for what you really are and your game is busted, you have nowhere else to go, and you wonder if there's going to be retaliation. And so the racist pink people of America and around the earth don't want somebody reminding us of their evil, their wickedness, both past and present, because they fear retaliation, not only from those of whom have become their victim, but from other pink people who did not know just how corrupt their brothers and sisters really were, have been, and still are. Very deceitful, very slick. So please let us shut up Angel Snub Nub 7. Let us shut up all those who are telling truth. But I'm the only one that's telling the real truth, bringing it all out, exposing it all, because you need, and I need, we all need to accept our reality. We need to get out of these fictional, fake type worlds that we live in. This is the, while I had this on my mind, I just wanted to share this quick thought with those who like to conversate with me, who like to interact with me and share information with me. This is how we become smarter. This is how we become more mature. This is how we become more wise when we visit and we interact with one another, especially when we are attempting to seek the same common goal and we share the same common purpose. And of course, that common goal should be the upliftment of those of whom are the descendants of slaves born in America. And what we have in common is that we are of African origin, or that which was called African, or that which is called Africa, or black. And we have suffered under the same type of oppression. We face the same type of problems, and we live in the same type of areas. And right now we know that those areas are not too good. It's not a very vibrant environment. It's not a safe-like environment. It's not a real good environment for us to live in. But it's just a place. And men and women with the right state of mind, and those whom love that which they come from, can change that environment, making a ghetto, or that which is called ghetto. You can take a ghetto and transform it into a kingdom. You can transform it to be the catalyst or an example of what the world should be like if the people in the ghetto have a change of heart and change their behaviors, their minds and attitudes, and instead of destruction, they begin to build. When they begin to love themselves and love where they origin from. But of course, as you know, the black man and woman born in America, we lack those skills. We lack love for self. We have become lazy, and we have become trifling. We have become, not all of us, but we as a people, because the condition tells us this. It is not something that I'm making up. It's not something that I'm trying to degrade or make mockery about us. It is our reality. It is now time for us to come together and change that reality. But there are forces around us that like us to be in the condition that we are in. That is those who benefit from our being in a bad condition. Thus, if we try to change that condition, then they would do all they can to try to keep us in that horrid condition, because they benefit and they leech off our blood, sweat, and tears. They leech off our suffering. So this brings me to this train of thought. In order to change the mentality of a people, in order to change the behaviors of a people, they must be talked to. And we have many forms of communication. I can speak with you in person. I can talk to you through pen and paper. I can talk to you through the internet. I can talk to you through the media. There are many ways in which we can communicate with one another, so we can know one another, not guess about who and what we are, but we can talk to one another face to face. YouTube has become a wonderful place for us to talk as a black people, or so-called black people. In fact, if it was not for YouTube, you would not know who I am, and you could care less about me. You would not even probably know that I even existed. So YouTube has become a very important and vital place for the so-called true black revolutionary, for all of us can come on this channel and we can share information. So at the same time, for those who wish us to continue to be in a bad state, they don't like us talking to one another. This goes back to slavery, when slaves used to come together, and they did not like seeing the oppressor, the slave masters, did not like seeing the slaves gathering together, talking and communicating to one another, sharing information, because sharing information, sharing knowledge, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power that gains you freedom, not just privileges, but gains you true freedom when you get the correct knowledge, when you get the correct information, when you are inspired correctly, not to integrate with the oppressor and help build and make his life beautiful, but for us to come together and build so that we can become just as beautiful as the oppressor and go beyond our oppression. So they know that YouTube is a vital and important place for us to gather and talk with one another. So as you can see, there is an attack upon black-oriented channels, those channels that teach black history, those channels that teach us different and various things in relation to solving our problems in our communities, in the hood, for say, wherever we are at. And when we come together and when we try to discuss our situation and try to solve our problems, because this is YouTube and you have others that's nosy wondering what you gonna do. Here are people of whom they call savages. We don't mean nothing, but every time you turn around, white folks and others are always listening, wondering what we're saying, what we gonna do. You should wonder why they so interested. If we suffer low IQ, if we are such messed up as you say, we're nothing but welfare recipients and drunks, or however they view us, watermelon eaters. If we are all these things, why are you always in our business? Why are Caucasian people, racist pink people, and others always messing with black folks? Because they understand, they know your importance, but we don't. So when we begin to share this information, then we begin to go outside of their lies and their deceit, their deception, all those things they do to try to mentally keep us down. So everything that the black man and woman on YouTube, everything that we say, they false flag these channels and call our conversations hate speech. And of course, many of you know what it means when with the definition hate. I hate an apple. You dislike an apple. You hate an orange, and you hate steak and potatoes. You know what it means when we say hate. I hate you. I really dislike you. I despise you. So that is against YouTube's terms of service, violation for hate speech. But of course, as you know, it is very rare that black people come on YouTube and cry foul talking about they hate so-and-so and hate this and that. Now, what YouTube really means when it comes to the black man and woman that are trying to express themselves on YouTube, when they false flag us and they terminate our channels due to hate speech, what they mean by hate, it is not what you think. What they mean by hate, it is their hate. Their hate that you are trying to learn about your history as being or coming from an African people. Listening, you're not listening to their media no more. You're going outside of Caucasian influenced media. When we speak, we are exposing the world to the reality of this racist society that they always bragging about. They hate that you're coming together because you don't want to You don't want nothing to do with them anymore. You want to be able, and you don't invite them to the conversation. You're talking amongst each other. They hate that. They hate that you no longer, first of all, you realize that other people are leeching off of us as a people. They hate that you are realizing that these ticks are on your back and you want to get these ticks off your back. They hate the fact that you are studying and your mind is going outside of the educational systems and the media influence that they present to you day in and day out. They have kept us in a slave-like condition for all these years. They hate that we come together trying to iron out our problems, conversating among ourselves so that we can make the black man love the black woman again, so the black woman can love her children and this black family can become stronger. That's what they hate. They hate that we are destroying the stereotypes that they have put in movies and magazines and in the history books. We are greater, more intelligent than those things. That's why they don't know how to handle somebody like Angel Snupnup 7, because a black man, a black person is supposed to be dumb and foolish and don't have it together, lack of severe intelligence, especially if you don't have their education. Then above all this, they hate that we come together and remind the racist American people, pink people, that this country called the United States of America was built by criminal activity. Slavery was criminal. Jim Crow was criminal. And there are many other things that we're finding out that you're done low down and dirty in the dark, giving us syphilis on purpose. This is an evil. How many Native American people, how many Mexicans, how many blacks did you kill in order to form the United States of America? And then you honor your forefathers. We're realizing that we're dealing with criminals and they hate this. So it is not that we're talking hate speech. It is the fact that they hate that you're waking up. And once you become awoken or awakened, then there's nothing that can stop you going up. And if somebody going up, somebody got to go down. And guess who going down? And they are going down as I speak. Think about it. Is it really hate speech? Fake type world that we live in. This is the result of it. Do you like the world that you're living in? The world that religion has made? The world that corrupt political government has made? These educational systems? The influence of media? Do you like this? Do you love this? Because if you love it, then why do you pray to go to heaven? Why do you pray to see the hereafter? Because something here is wrong. But see, you don't have to go to heaven. You can make heaven right here on this planet. You don't have to wait for the hereafter. The hereafter can be right here on this planet. Hereafter, you get rid of evil. But evil exists because good people do nothing. And that's because good people are good for nothing. They are scared and afraid and sit back and let wicked people do anything that they want to do. I'd rather be rotten in the grave, stinking in the cemetery, than do nothing at all. At least raise my voice up and point in the direction of the hellraiser and the troublemakers, the liars and the deceivers, the hypocrites and the frauds. So I thank you so much. And you must be special too in order for you to continue to support this ministry on this particular forum or wherever I go. You want to hear this truth. You want to hear this voice. Because I will also tell you, if I thought that nobody wanted to listen to Angel Snupnup 7, then I would shut up. There would be no need. It would be senseless. Why should I talk and nobody's interested? But as long as there are just a few interested, because even in scriptures, it says that 144,000 would be saved. There are millions of people on this planet. Why would the scriptures only talk about the saving of 144,000. It is because so many of us are trapped, and we have grown and become grown in lust and love for evil. We have become evil and unrighteous. We want to, what's that old saying? Bake the cake and eat it too, or have your cake and eat it, and ice cream too. I forgot how that saying go. You want to be good, but you want evil also. You falling in love with a filthy, nasty, vile, profane, wicked world. I don't want nothing to do with this world. I don't care about their Xbox. I don't care about the rims on their car. I don't care about their pornography. I don't care nothing about their drugs. I don't care nothing about their big shot movies. I don't care nothing about anything of this world at all. It should all be destroyed. And those with a righteous nature bring in a righteous and a pure, a true freedom, a society that expresses true freedom, justice, and equality, regardless of race, regardless of gender, and even sexual orientation for the time being, because we know what the deal is. But you're a human being, and you should still be treated like a human being, because all of us, it says in biblical teachings, all of us have fallen short the grace of God. All of us is messed up. So why don't we come together and clean up? But you don't want to clean up because you like that mud on your body. You like swine laying in mud and your own filth. And some of y'all like that. You look clean, but your mind is dirty and violent and profane, nasty. That's why my voice have to be made solid, because I'm as real as you're gonna get. We have to deal with things exactly how they are and stop living and trying to make something that is not in the society. This is no love everybody society. Y'all don't love everybody. You're filled with hatred. You're vile. This one think they better than that one because I got some money. Or because my face is prettier than yours. I'm taller than you are. Whatever the reason is. We live in a world of sickness. But the doctor has arrived. And everybody ain't happy to see a doctor, because some of y'all, some folks don't want to be told that they are sick. Woo! Man, that's enough of that. Let me